Pravs, your support at Palmera helps to transform 3 villages in Vavnathivu. Situated in Sri Lanka's east, it is the country's poorest division. There are 3,600 people in these villages. In early 2021, when we entered, 70% were vulnerable. That's 2,520 people, all of whom our work will reach. It has been a tough year, with the UN reporting that between October and December of this year, over 6 million people across Sri Lanka will be struggling to meet their basic food needs.
மங்கள்கிட்ட போய் சாப்பாடு இல்லைன்னு சொல்ல கொஞ்சமா வெள்ளம் தந்தா அவளும் சரியான கஷ்டம் 5 பிள்ளையோட அவ தந்தா அதனால சமாளிச்சேன் பிறகு திருப்பியும் போய் அவள்கிட்ட கேட்கல தானேம்மா.
This is Kalyani, who shares a similar story to so many families. With no fuel for much of the year, our team continued on bicycle and foot and were on the field every day when so many others were unable to reach these communities. This allowed us to continue our village-based work. We work through a proven 5-year model. In the Vavnathivu villages you support, we are 2 years into the 5-year program. First, an update on our savings groups, or what is known as the Women's Village Bank. 2022 was the launch of the Women's Village Bank. In the last 12 months, we have shared the idea, mobilised 510 women and established the needed governance for the bank. 25 of these women are being supported through this process because of you. We have delivered over 156 trainings this year, everything from collective food planning to gender violence to financial literacy. This year, these 510 women have saved the equivalent of 2,275 Australian dollars of their own money despite experiencing the challenges of the crisis. Throughout the year, 85% of women have continued to regularly save. From the funds saved, 710 loans have been provided, which is the equivalent of 13,636 Australian dollars. As the poorest division in one of the toughest times, on the back of 2 of the toughest years with COVID lockdowns, the fact that these women could save and revolve their own funds is a testament to our holistic hand-up approach. Next, an update on food security. Our village model provides a pathway out of vulnerability, but during times of unexpected crises, as families are just establishing their safety nets, it is an important area for us to support. This year, we extended the food security program in Vavnathivu to 439 families. That's 1,972 people, 280 of whom have been directly helped through your support. We provided 3 long-term food solutions so families did not go hungry. First, we established a food security fund for women to access interest-free loans. This year, 158 women have accessed these loans. 40 of this have been funded by your support. Secondly, we established 361 home gardens, 30 of which have been because of you. Lastly, we supported women to rear and sell chicks within the villages. This year, 1,000 chicks were distributed, 200 of which was directly supported by you. The Food Security Fund was extremely effective as we engaged in a range of training to teach women how to plan and collectively purchase food. The loan amounts we provided was what we believed the Village Bank could achieve in 5 years, so that when we leave, they will have the funds to manage their food needs during a crisis without relying on charity.
அரிசி வாங்கி அதெல்லாம் சாப்பிட்டோம் நல்ல மேம்பட்டோம்.
The home gardening solution was also done differently. We focused on establishing village-based nurseries so women could access diverse seeds locally. We taught women how to self-produce fertiliser and pesticides to manage costs. We invested in innovative and cost-effective water-saving techniques so they could cultivate all year round, especially throughout the extremely dry seasons when there is no rain. And we strengthened ways for women to grow and collectively share their vegetables. Because of all this and our wider village program, across the 3 villages in Vavnathivu, less than 1% were struggling to meet their basic food needs. In the wider region, the UN reported that 60% of families were unable to meet their basic needs. Lastly, an update on connecting farmers to profitable markets through seed capital, training and linking market actors. During 2022, we have worked with 234 rural entrepreneurs, 30 of whom you have directly supported. We have strengthened 8 new market actors despite the challenges of mobility and access to these areas. Because of this, we have increased productivity by 45% and income by 55%. This has occurred despite the challenges of this economic crisis, including increased costs, lack of fuel for cultivation, lack of services, lack of fertilisers and other inputs. We have been so proud on how we have been using data to ensure impact in our work. This year we rapidly developed an economic crisis mobile app and strengthened the digital literacy of local leaders. Each week they would ask the families in the villages you support and across our whole program, a reach of nearly 20,000 people, how they were meeting their basic needs, the strategies that they were using, and how our hand-up solutions were helping them to manage. We used this data to ensure that no one was left hungry. Perhaps we entered the villages above Nathivu in 2021, just as the worst of the COVID lockdowns were beginning, which was then followed by the economic crisis. It has been a devastating 2 years. If it was not for your support, these families would not have been able to survive it. This video shares just some of your impact in 2022. Together we've been able to ensure that so many can access a living income. For everything you've done and for your continued support, thank you.